guys, Caroline Weeks dietitian here. So yesterday, for those of you who didn't know, was match day, and the whole new crop of RDs to be have now been matched with their respective internships, and you guys are probably celebrating as you should be. I hope you guys had a glass of champagne or something appropriate to celebrate, because it's a huge accomplishment to have gotten matched when the match rate these days is less than 50%. So pat yourself on the back, you finally did it. All the hard work has paid off. Now, for those of you who did not get matched this round, please don't fret. Yes, take care of yourself emotionally, do what you need to do to let this kind of negative feeling pass, because it will. And refer to the link below where I talk about a friend of mine who did not get matched in her first round, got matched the second time around. It ended up being for the better. So I'll link that video down below. Now, you guys are probably wondering, now what? What should I do to prepare for this dietetic internship? What should I do this summer? And I'm going to discuss briefly in this video some things that I think you should do. But first of all, I want you guys to take some time to relax, have fun with family, friends, because next year when your internship starts and rotations begin, it's going to be a whirlwind and you're not going to have much time to breathe and relax. So definitely take advantage of this downtime now while you have it. That being said, when I entered my internship, I did have a pre-test, so to say, and that was over med-term, so basic medical terminology. You may want to brush up on this if it wasn't a strong suit of yours, just because you'll be using this medical terminology in your charting. You'll have to decipher a lot of it in other providers' notes, so it's just good to get a really solid foundation on med-term. Another thing to think about too is begin doing some soul searching about what your true interests are in dietetics, because pretty much every internship out there requires that you do a case study presentation. Now, case studies definitely depend on what your patient load looks like and certain disease states that you happen to see this year, but you can rest assured that if you have a specific area of interest, you'll be able to find a patient that aligns with those interests. So for you, maybe it's diabetes, renal, maybe it's more of a GI interest, so be thinking about that. Another tip that I have for you guys is to read. And don't read textbooks, you've already had many years of that. Take time to leisure read. It's something that I never got to do in school, and I've been trying to do more of it now that I'm working in the professional world. There are a few books that I think every healthcare professional should read. I think this one particular book that I'm going to share with you would make a doctor a better doctor, a dietitian a better dietitian, a speech-language pathologist a better provider. Just everybody needs to read it. Here is the book, you guys. It's called When Breath Becomes Air by Cullen. This is by far 100% my favorite book of all time. As I said, everybody in healthcare needs to read this book to become a better provider, to put our entire lives in perspective. You're gonna laugh, you're gonna cry in this book. It's fabulous, and it's a pretty quick read. Words are big, not too thick, so definitely dedicate your summer to reading this book. It's not gonna let you down. Goal setting is something I've talked about in other videos, and I feel like it's important no matter what stage of the game you're in. So maybe for you, you need to think about what your goals are. Maybe you've never actually written them down, or maybe if you have before, they need to be revised and you need to take a second look at those. So if I were you guys, I would make a little list, jot it down somewhere, it doesn't matter where, on your phone notes or in a journal, what your goals are, how you want to improve, what measures you want to achieve by the end of it, and that way you can just appreciate how far you've come at the end of this long year that will go by so fast. It'll go by in the blink of an eye. For me, midway through the internship, a big goal of mine was to see patients with a broader lens and look at the bigger picture. So I wanted to challenge myself to take in multiple comorbidities that a patient was having and understand how to navigate those, which is easier said than done in the beginning. So that was one of my personal goals. I had more of a petty goal, was to see more patients per day. I think everybody goes through that at some point. And as you get more efficient in your assessments and your note-taking and charting, you will increase that. But those are just 2 examples of goals that I set in my dietetic internship. It's also really important to think about the logistical things like where are you gonna live, how much is rent gonna be per month, who are you gonna live with, or are you gonna live alone? In my internship, I allowed myself the luxury of living alone, and I'm very glad that I did. I paid a little bit more per month to live in a location that was very close to work. It was a really comfortable apartment, so that was a personal choice I made. But for you, maybe you wanna get a roommate or 2, maybe you have some other fellow interns looking for someone to room with, and that could be an advantage for you to save money. So think about the logistical things, because honestly, that's one of the most important things on your list right now. And last but not least, as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, just really take time to relax this summer, you guys. You have earned this position, you've put in the hard work, you have the knowledge somewhere up here, so just rest assured that it's up there and that you can pull it out when you need it. There's really no real way to prepare for a dietetic internship, because every internship is different, everyone's experiences are different, every hospital uses a different electronic medical record system, every dietitian you rotate with will have a different style, so it's really about preparing yourself to be adaptable, flexible, open to critique, and open to learning. Just allow yourself to be a sponge that picks up everything, and know that this is a dedicated year to do nothing but observe, experience, take things in. So that's really a blessing and a privilege that not many people get. So it's really up to you to make the most of every moment and have a really positive attitude. There are going to be some rough days, and there's going to be some really elated, happy days too, so you just have to kind of ride the wave. That's life. But I'm so excited for you guys. Please reach out with your questions. This was just a quick video of quick tips. There's a lot more to be said, but the moral of this story is relax, you've earned it. Great job. High five.